welcome. Coming back. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that you're able to be in a space where you can connect with like-minded people. I think it's so beautiful. And I remember when I first started on my journey, I felt really alone and isolated, like I was the only one who was on this path. So to be in a space full of 40 like-minded women, like, this is just amazing. So make sure you afterwards you connect and you catch up, swap numbers, do whatever you've got to do. It's really beautiful. Tonight I wanted to talk about one of my favorite topics, and something that I get asked all the time, and it's really, really, really powerful. So basically, I feel like with my philosophy, there's a pyramid of success and a pyramid of happiness. And for those of you who have been following me, the three core concepts is health, wealth, and love. And I feel like when you've got those three areas in your life in balance, life's pretty good. You know, it's flowing and it's balanced and it feels good. But if one of those areas, whether it's health or whether it's wealth or whether it's love, if one of those areas is out of the triangle, is out of balance, everything becomes wonky. And tonight I want to talk about health, because something that I get asked all the time is, how do I stay on my path to wellness? Like, how do I stay motivated? How do I stay inspired to be healthy and looking after myself? So everyone raise their right hand for a second. Leave your hand up if you often find yourself putting your self-love and your self-care at the bottom of your to-do list. Yeah, 98% of the room. All right, everyone's hands up. Leave your hand off if you find yourself constantly making excuses of why you aren't looking after yourself and doing what you know you should be doing. Everyone, except Pippa, who's like this.
I've learned a lot, so I'm putting things into practice. That's why sometimes. Good work. Awesome. Well, tonight, you can drop your hands. Tonight, I really want to share with you my secrets of how I stay on my path to wellness and on my health journey. I actually asked a few people emailed me in three common questions. So I asked everyone to email me in, what are you most struggling with? And I got 3 common questions. And I want to share them with you. The first one was, how do I stay motivated to look after myself? Do I ever slip up? It's a good one. And what do I do when I don't feel like looking after myself? And these are all awesome questions. So I want to talk about the first one first. The first one is, how do I stay motivated to look after myself and stay on my personal path to wellness? Who struggles with this? Yeah, everybody. Is there anyone that doesn't struggle with it? No, awesome. Everyone struggles with it. Cool, you're in the right place. So how do I stay motivated and on my path to wellness is very, very simple. I have a very, very strong why. Like, why do I want to look after myself? Why do I want to be healthy and vibrant and happy and feel good? The answer is simple. Because it makes me feel good. That is it. And I'm all about doing what makes me feel good and stopping doing what makes me feel crap. And if I know that eating a certain way and not sleeping and not meditating and all of these things are going to make me feel a certain way, crappy, sluggish, tired, unmotivated, it's like, why would I do it? Insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. And sometimes I used to feel like that. I used to feel like I was going insane because I'm like, well, I'm getting 4 hours sleep and I'm eating crap, but expecting to feel vibrant and healthy, it doesn't work like that. It's like an iron. You know, if you say to a child, don't touch the iron, you're going to burn yourself, and they keep touching themselves expecting to not get burned. It's like if you keep not looking after yourself and you keep eating badly and you keep not meditating and juicing or whatever it is that lights you up, you're going to end up emptying your tank and emptying your tank and emptying your tank. It's not rocket science. I think we all look for this hard equation, but it's really quite simple. So I want you guys to think about, like, we all want to feel vibrant and healthy and strong and, you know, energetic. But why? Like, why do you want to feel like that? Have you stopped to think about that? You know, maybe it's so you have the energy to run around with your kids. Or maybe it's because you just love the way that makes you feel. So I want everyone to write down, you know, why do you want to feel good? Like, why do you want to feel energetic? Why do you want to stick on your path to wellness? What is it for you? Is it so you can run around with your kids? Is it so that you wake up having the energy to tackle your day with inspiration and motivation? What is it for you? Do you want to share yours?
Oh, okay. I wrote, my why is to live the best life in terms of longevity and life that is fitting in the most that I can.
Yeah, beautiful. Fitting in the most you can and longevity. Beautiful. Do you want to share yours?
I said to wake up energized and motivated.
To wake up energized and motivated.
I was saying that because I work with kids and I have to get to work at 7:30 in the morning, and often, most of the time, I do not want to be there at 7:30 in the morning because I just don't feel energized.
Yes.
And I need to be.
Yeah.
They're energized.
Woo! They are energized. Yes, they are. Do you want to share yours?
To be strong, happy, and healthy throughout the course of my life.
To be strong, happy, and healthy throughout the course of my life. Beautiful. Do you want to share yours?
I just like the way strong makes me feel.
I like the way strong makes me feel. Exactly. Beautiful. Do you want to share yours?
It means being healthy and staying strong on my path to wellness and being a healthier person all over.
Beautiful. So when you have those beautiful whys that you've just shared with me, it's so much easier to stay on your path. It's a lot less tempting, you know, it's a lot less tempting to go out and eat pizza and drink bottles of vodka and things like that. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But it's so much easier to stay motivated when you have a strong enough why. Like, I want to be energetic because I work with kids and I've got to be up at 7:30 in the morning running around with them. So when you have that as your driving force, those other temptations are a lot less. It's a lot easier to stay on your journey, and it doesn't pull you off so much. Does that make sense? So I want to hear a few more. Can you share yours?
Yeah, I just said to get the most out of my life and to create peace in my mind.
To get the most out of your life and create peace in your mind. Beautiful. I love it. Do you want to share yours?
I said the confidence that it gives me to go through each day energized.
Yeah, the confidence it gives you to go through each day energized. Beautiful. I love that. Do you want to share yours?
I wanted to be the best I can be at the end of the day, fit in as much as I can in the day.
Yeah.
Just for myself.
Beautiful. Fit in as much as you can for yourself and be energized. It's something so so important that we just let our self-care and our self-love often fall to the very bottom of our to-do list. But in order for us to be the best version of ourselves and show up as the best version of ourselves, we have to fill ourselves up. We have to make sure that we are overflowing with health and self-love. And when you have your why that you've all just written down so beautifully, just at the forefront of your mind, like right there in your third eye chakra, when you have that there, it is so much easier to stay on your path and not get tempted by, you know, chocolate and pizza and late nights and all of those things, which is all fine, but you know how those things are gonna make you feel. They're gonna make you feel crappy. I know that if I'm not eating well, sleeping well, meditating, moving my body, that I'm going to feel like crap. I know that. So if I know that, why do we do the things we do when we know what we know? That is insanity. It is absolute craziness. And we do it and expect a different result. We're like, oh, this time it won't matter. It won't matter this time. But it's a kick up the butt every time. So I really want you guys to think about this. Maybe you could write, you know, when you get home, like write your little why and stick it on the fridge. Somewhere where you constantly can see it and be reminded of it. You know, or whatever the triggers are for you. Like whether it's, you know, cocktails with your girlfriends or Friday night drinks or whatever, like whatever those triggers are, know your triggers, know those mean girl triggers, and help yourself out. Like put this post-it note where the trigger is. Help yourself out and really nurture yourself so that when that trigger comes up, you've got your own back. Does that make sense? Do you guys know your triggers? Does anybody know what their triggers are? Like sometimes it's exhaustion, overwhelm, what else? Stress. Being at work.
That's exactly what was in my mind. The 3 o'clock chocolate fix. Yeah.
The 3 o'clock chocolate fix, the coffee fix, you know. So know those triggers. I know for me, if a combination of overwhelmed, stress, and tired is a breeding ground for my mean girl to go absolutely berserk. Like, and just be like, yep, you're craving sugar. Yep, you are. Yep, it's you need it. You know, it's like it becomes this like old patterns that I've had to unlearn. So know those triggers. Let's actually write down your 3 biggest triggers. Maybe it's stress, it's overwhelm, it's work, it's 3 p.m. Whatever it is, jot down a couple of your triggers so that we can help. This will help you reprogram. Let's hear a couple of Pippa.
Mine totally when I'm hurt and upset or when I'm with my partner, I don't deal with it very well. I want to eat as a way
Yep.
to not deal with the feelings. Being stressed and being too tired to get lazy then.
Yep. Tired, stress, and emotional. Beautiful. Who can relate with those? Everybody. Yeah. You know, stress and tired, absolutely. The emotional stuff is such a biggie, and I want to talk about it because it is so important. When we have uncomfortable feelings that come bubbling up inside us, our mean girl wants to push them down and suppress them and not deal with them. But what happens, it's like a volcano. You keep suppressing and you keep pushing down. It's eventually going to explode. And it's not going to be pretty. So when these emotions and feelings come up within us, we have to surrender into them. We have to melt into them. And it's almost like you look at your feelings head on and you go, I'm not afraid to sit with you. Whether it's anger, frustration, sadness, grief, whatever it is, try not to label the emotion or the feeling, because that's a judgment, and we want to live a non-judgmental life. So when these feelings come bubbling up in your belly, it's almost like you just go, okay, whatever this feeling is bearing inside of me, I'm willing and open to feel you, because it's just like a wave. As a wave comes, it goes back out, and it comes and goes back out. And that is like every emotion that we ever feel. You know, it comes and it just has to wash over you. But what we try and do is we resist it, and that's when the mean girl fight happens. So allow yourself to feel those emotions and try not to suppress them with food. Does that sound good? Easy? It's not easy, is it? It's tough. Because maybe we've been doing it for 30 years, 25 years, 40, however old you are. We've been doing that. We've been suppressing our emotions with food, and it takes unlearning to create a new habit. So now when a feeling arises within me, I'm like, okay, bring it on. I'm ready to feel you. I'm willing to feel you wholeheartedly, because I know that if I feel you, it's going to move through me. That's just what all emotions want to do. They just want to move through you. So what are some other triggers? We've got stress, we've got overwhelm, emotions. What else? Yes, Laura.
Certain people.
Certain people. Who can relate to that? Yeah, everyone. Again, that comes back to that person or that situation brings up a particular emotion. Maybe anger, maybe frustration, anxiety, and we want to just go, yeah, just suppress it with ice cream and chocolate and chips and cake. So it's about being super present and aware of that game, that trigger, what's actually going on. Because once there is awareness, it's like you have shone a light onto it and it's no longer dark. You can't unknow what you already know. That's the beautiful thing about consciousness and evolution and waking up. You can never unlearn what you've already known.